So like the energy that we have and the energy that we built up back in us, it just goes back to where it was around us. Because nobody's ever truly gone. If you ever lost a person and you're still here, they're still here.
Mm.
If their mom's still here, they're still here. If their father's still here, they're still here. If their siblings still here, they're still here
Mm.
because that energy didn't disperse. What they say matters neither created nor destroyed. Energy isn't made; it just transfers. So know that just because their main source, their main vessel, you feel me? The energy that was in that has dispersed, but the energy they left in you is still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's on you to call upon it, and on you to remember them in what light you choose to remember them. No person fades unless you allow them to.
Yo, what up? It's Mr. Dean, a.k.a. Cross, and you're listening to the Man Up Club Presents on Holy Culture Radio. We have three main goals within our organization. That's to get young men to graduate from high school, keep them out of the prison pipeline, and get them to go on to college or have a trade after high school. And, of course, we mentor in 4 different areas, which is life skills, social skills, academic discipline, civic responsibility. Yet, we got another episode for you, and it's going to be good. We digging in deep today. I got my man, Dakota Jewell, who's in the building, and I'm excited to talk with him. We're going to have a deep conversation of something that a lot of us deal with and a lot of us go through. And, of course, the premise of our show is to give a voice to young black males across America. So let's jump into it with my man, Dakota. How you feeling, bro?
I'm all right today. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. So I just want to kind of get a little background on you, man, and kind of just tell us how you grew up, you know what I'm saying, what life was like for you as a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Did you grow up in a single-parent home, a two-parent home? And, you know what I'm saying, kind of just give us like a little breakdown of who is Dakota.
Who is Dakota? Dakota is the wind, actually. Like that's the best. That's the best way to put it because there was just not one home for me. There was a multitude of homes for me. Multitude of couches, multitude of parents. I had a mom, didn't have a dad. I had a mom and a dad, then I didn't have either. Then it was just me. Whew.
That already sounds
Yeah,
wow.
and that's just like childhood. No details. That's just childhood. It was everything. I was everywhere, but I was nowhere.
Did you grow up in a foster home?
I grew up adopted. I grew up like, you know, my mom gave me away
Oh,
a little
really?
bit. I mean, it wasn't her choice, but things happen in the world, like, and sometimes you just got to go a different way. So that's the way we went with it, and I went to like Timbuktu way out. I'm talking about farm like Litchfield, Hutchinson,
Yep.
Watertown, Winstead, places where you go and I'm high yellow, but I was as dark as night to the people out there.
Wow.
And those came with like sticks, stones, words, slurs.
Mm.
You're never good enough out there.
Yeah. I can.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Um,
That's a powerful. Hold on, we gonna back up there. That's a powerful statement, though. My mom gave me away. Unpack that for me.
I mean, it's personally how I felt on the situation when I look back on my childhood because I was like 12, 10.
Which is a very
Like,
tough age.
like, nah, I was like 10, 12. Like, however old you are in like the fourth grade, the fourth, fifth grade. I had got into it with my mom's boyfriend, and my mom chose him. That's how it felt to me because he didn't go nowhere I did.
Mm-hmm.
I got sent to my godparents' house with a nice letter in my backpack to whom it may concern.
Wow.
You know, to whom it may concern. That's all it. That's all it like boiled down to, and a signature. And then I was in the wind. I was gone again. And I got siblings. I got good siblings. Like my mom got 7 kids. It's 7 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? Three sisters, 4 brothers. Well, 3 sisters, four boys, 3 brothers. It's just wicked though, cause I was like emotional, so my mom had to hash me away. Cause like in the black homes, what happened in this house, stay in this house.
Yeah, that's a
Real,
tough one.
real common. I wasn't the best with those type of narratives because if it hurt me, I wanted to talk about it.
Wow. You saying
And
a lot right there already, just from a cultural standpoint, because you're 100% right. That was the moniker in black homes that what happened in this house stays in this house. I'm gonna unpack that for a minute because that originally started with slavery, and because a lot of people, it was about survival, trying to survive, and you couldn't let people know what happens in your house. Like that just was taboo. Like it was just like off limits, and because information, family information, and was so um, critical as to the survival of a family, that you couldn't tell people outside of your home what would be going on in your home because it would be used against you. And of course, families were during slavery times. Families were always broken up based on information and what's going on, and so that was the best way to keep your family together. But the problem with that is that we did pass that down from generation to generation without really totally understanding the context under which it was developed. So now we living in a culture where, to your point, is not applicable to the situation and circumstance of what you're going through, and is definitely not what you need because you already just articulated that you needed to talk. But you got this, quote, moral law. It's a moral law that, nah, you don't talk about what's happening in this house. That ain't nobody else's business but ours. And so that struggle right there, man, is huge because that alone, you could be dealing with some serious trauma where you need some serious help, and you
yeah,
can't even talk about it.
my doctors ended up telling me that like a lot of holding in the emotions, that's what like stemmed a lot of the anxiety, depression, PTSD, like because I didn't talk about it, because I didn't regulate my emotions. I was a danger, homicidal tendencies.
Mm.
I was I was a victim, but I was also like the aggressor in their eyes. They said, "Oh, you went through so much, like you are who you are now." And if you snap and you hurt somebody, yeah, you know, yeah, that's all they gave you. Yeah, we
Wow.
got medicine. I don't want to take these monotone pills and lose sight of who I am because you feel like if I was numb, that'd be the best way for me to be. It's not the numb man who's strong, it's the man who knows his emotions,
Absolutely.
knows when to cry, knows how he feels when he's upset, and can look in the mirror and be like, "Hey man, you're not having a good day today.
Right.
Is it okay for you to go do these things? Is it okay for you to put yourself in front of other people? Are you allowing yourself to be vulnerable, or are you gonna hinder yourself?" Like,
Yeah, you dropping jewels.
man, it's all in the name. It's all in the name.
Go ahead and finish, man. Finish unpacking it though. Yeah. So
Say,
you already done said it. You went through a lot.
yeah,
Different houses,
different
moms and
houses, had
dads.
moms, dads. I mean, and sometimes it was just me. Like I was given a great adoptive family. Like my last one, they were like I love them to this day, like with my whole heart. But I was so caught in between the like straddling the fence of living in the streets and moving and getting the fast money that I wasn't understanding that they were just trying to give me love.
Mm.
I didn't want to take that love. I needed funds because I have things I need to do. I have places I need to go. I have people I need to help. Like, but they were just trying to help me. They were trying to love me. They were trying to bring me, you feel me, to church. I wasn't trying to feel that. I wasn't trying to hear no words. I ain't got, hey, what words you got for me that's gonna bring me some funding though? Because
Mm.
there's people out here who's hungry though, and ain't nothing worse than a hungry person.
Right.
Because a hungry person gonna do whatever they gotta do to go get their meal. See, I wasn't worried, and then I grew a little bit. I'd say like I'm 25 right now, and it took me to like 23 to actually understand I don't want to be on that side of the chalk because that's what it is. Like doing what I used to do. It's a chalk outline or a 6x6 foot cell. You hit me. That's all. That's all they want to get at me. A statistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like already young black man, no father.
Right.
Mom, an addict, gonna do what she do. Move through the system. Oh yeah, use the perfect. You got the perfect building blocks to not be anything,
Right.
or you got the perfect building blocks to be everything
Mm-hmm.
against a community that already doesn't want you to succeed.
Mm.
It's mad wicked.
But it's accurate.
It is. And
What
then
you're saying is accurate.
I found dance. I found dance young, but I was a young fat kid. So when I say I'm a dance, they're like, yeah, all right, little dude.
And then you go kill it.
Yeah, I'm talking about I move like water.
For real.
I'm talking about move like water. I have what the elders used to call a GG, God-given gift.
Oh, love that.
They say when I move, I pull their spirit. I don't pull their flesh.
Woo.
And I cry. Like I cry while I dance. Like
Is
I
that
let I
right?
let every emotion flow through me because at the end of the day, it's not my story. I'm a conduit for what I do when it comes to art because that saves my life. Like when I wanted to cease on this side of the world, my art is what kept me going, and it gave me a sense of place where I could truly be my most vulnerable. You gotta understand, if a picture is 1,000 words, how many different words is in this 30-second dance clip? How many different still images do you get? How many different emotions can you see on my face? How many stories do you hear told? And
I love it.
that's unfathomable. Like can't, you can't count it.
Well, just the fact that you said you cry when you dance is such a vulnerable statement. Can't even imagine witnessing it because you are a young black male. You feel me? And
Young.
we've been told all our lives that we're not supposed to cry and show emotion.
You're a soldier. What they say, men don't cry.
Right.
Men don't do that. Are you a girl?
Yeah.
Are you and that's one of the craziest things because it's like, oh, you must not be secure in your masculinity not to understand that crying is human nature.
Absolutely.
Said you don't gotta be a man nor a woman to cry.
Right,
Hey,
right.
You come into this world, guess what? You get popped. When? Is it too much then?
Yeah.
Nah, it's just as we get older, we're not allowed to regulate our emotions.
Yeah,
And
I
so-
already know this is gonna be a great interview because I feel everything you're saying, man. Like, it's real, and I want to unpack all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you got a lot to say, and I know that you're gonna be able to help a lot of young men across the country. It's your man, Mr. Dean. You're listening to the Man Up Club on Holy Culture Radio. Tap in with us. Coda Jewel, that's who I got in the studio, man. He done already said a mouthful, and we going in. So your childhood, man, is complicated to say the least.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like one of them puzzles with like over 500 pieces,
Mm.
and like you lost like one of the ones that go on the outside, so then you can't really ever finish
That's wild.
it. Like, I mean, cause like
I love the way you said that, though, man.
that's just the realest way I can think about it. Cause there's parts of my childhood that like I'll probably like just like put a black sheet over. All of us, we really do it. Like, it's nothing that we really can't remember. But when you get to thinking hard and you can't remember, you naturally like just close that off because the pain there, you don't want to feel that again. Because you got to think with every thought of a memory, you put yourself exactly in them shoes where your memory was. So every emotion, every scent, every touch, like you're right there again. And a lot of them, I don't want to feel again.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel me,
I feel you.
you feel me. So it's just like I think about it, and then like you get the time gaps, the skips, or you get the moments where you have conversation with people from your past about how you've been hurt in your past, and then they just say no, nah, didn't happen like that. Nah, I don't remember that, but I swear it's clear as day. Like I am yellow. This did happen. Promise you.
Yeah.
But
And why do you think people take that approach?
I feel like it be the adults, like, because now that I am an adult, I see how adults are, and it's crazy because the adults don't want to take accountability for a lot. Accountability is something that has to be shown to a child,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep.
Like, hey, if I'm wrong here, I let my niece and nephew know, like, hey, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to do that. But there's a sense of pride, a sense of ego, um, a sense of, well, this is how adults moved with me. So this is how I'm going to move with you.
Perpetuated behavior.
You feel me? Because, like, everybody being different, what are you told as a kid? Every child's different. Every child learns different. Every child moves different. So where does it change with adults?
Mm.
If you were just once a child too. So y'all all should be different. Y'all all should learn differently, and y'all all should be able to have different conversations with people to let people have an understanding of what life is.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be accountable. Like, hey, I made this choice. We all got the same 24 hours in a day. But I'm not a millionaire right now. Why? Because I made choices.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But I'm also not dead.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed. You feel me? Because I made choices.
Sure.
Like, you would think that the people, man, it's like my mind's moving like 5 million miles a minute, man. My bad.
Go ahead.
It's just so much. It's so much to talk
It's
about.
all
Not
you.
enough time.
I know it.
It's too much to talk about. Not enough time. Where can I get to something that, like, meat and potatoes? Because these people need to hear this. But
Well,
like, what do they need to hear from me? It's so
well,
much. It's so much.
Well, let's start with connections. So have you made, because when you're talking about moving from place to place and people to people, have you been able to forge any deep connections?
Oh yeah, like I would say I love what, like, how heavy the sun is. Like the weight of the sun, which would be like crushing, detrimental weight. Like that's how hard I love. I love everybody because I've been to so many places. I've seen so many things, and I've had to like uproot myself and then go here. I love everybody without a doubt, and I come to you with love, the utmost love, and it's how you move with me that shows how much love that I have to give you accordingly afterwards. Otherwise, I run into it full steam ahead, like train with no brakes.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. Like I don't care. I don't care what you've done, who you were at one point in life, where you plan on going, what your thoughts on yourself are. I don't even care if you don't love you because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay not to even love yourself sometimes because we look in the mirror some days and we don't like what we see.
Right.
It's okay because I love what you don't like what you see. You feel me? I love that because I know you gonna grow from that. Because I remember looking in the mirror and not loving what I saw. And now I love myself every day. Every time I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror, I'm like, hey, man, proud of you. Even if ain't nobody proud of me,
That's huge.
I'm proud of you.
That's huge.
You
I do the same thing. Self-affirmation is critical. Because we don't have a lot of people, and when I say we, I'm talking about black men. We don't have a lot of people to pat us on the back and affirm us. As a matter of fact, it's very rare.
Yeah, you were supposed to do that. Why am I shaking your hand and patting your back and you was handling business as a man? Ain't you a man? Like, ain't that what you're supposed to do? But even if it's what I'm supposed to do, don't you like to hear at work, like, hey, you're doing a good job, even though like you get paid to do this job. This is your job. This is a part of the details in your job. So you know this is what you got to do. But hey, it still feels nice to hear like, hey man, I see the hard work you be putting in. We love that. Like every day I go out in the community 4 to midnight, give resources to the homeless, food to the homeless, those who are lost on their addictions right now, because that's all they is. They lost in pain.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm humanizing being human again.
I like how you put that.
That's what I do outside every day, because it's people every day that walk past somebody who's homeless, walk past somebody who's off the drugs, and they just sit there like, don't touch me, don't do that. Me, I'm shaking your hand. How can I help you today? I want to hear you because you're not heard. I want to give you a voice. How can I do that? What can we do to like change where you're at right now? And hey, if you don't want to hear it today, you might tomorrow. Because all I do is I plant seeds, but I leave it for you to water them. You know?
I know exactly what you're talking about because what you're doing on the streets with common people is what this whole show is about. Is giving a platform to people who typically wouldn't be heard, or who people don't want to hear from, or who people walk past every day and shun, which is young black men. So yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, it's literally the worst part. It's the worst part about living in America to me
Mm,
because I grew up I'm a mixed kid, you know, but I'm a black man. I grew up too white to be black. I grew up too black to be white. I lived in all white towns, predominantly white towns, where I was the darkest thing walking.
mm,
I'm high yellow.
yeah.
I was the darkest thing walking. Now in the city, it switches. I'm one of the lightest people moving. And they gonna say, "Hey, yellow, what you doing? Who you know around here to be around here like this?
Yeah.
What is you doing? Is your mama white? No, not at all. Your dad white? No. Both my parents is black, but my mama mixed. See, nah, but what that got to do with me? Cause my mama white? That make me white too? Oh, I guess. Like fighting. I'm talking about scuffling
For
because
identity.
because they don't know who I am. They don't like how I talk.
Mm,
They don't like how I walk. They don't like the way I move. And then when you live way in Timbuktu, they don't like how your hair grows. They don't like how your nostrils is flaring. They don't like if your lips is big. They don't like they don't like if you got a little bit of twang in your voice. And I'm talking about, and it'll put you in positions where you'll fight for your life every day.
so the same thing that's happening out in the boondocks is the same and similar thing that can happen in the inner city if you ain't from that particular hood.
100%. You know, 100%. If you not from there and they find you there, they gonna ask you about why you there.
Yeah.
In order, that's like if you're in the city and you wearing a color somewhere, you know you shouldn't be wearing that color.
Yeah.
Who you know over here?
Yeah.
If your skin is a certain color out there, is who you know over here. Because why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
And we've constantly separated ourselves from everything. We've constantly isolated all of your people away from us. So how did you get here?
Mm.
And then when you tell them, like, oh well, I was adopted by this family, and they're like, so they're okay with those people. Who are those people? Because I'm just a person. Like I've gone to stores with my little siblings, my god siblings, Caucasian, white. I've been locked in stores because they thought I kidnapped my little siblings.
Wow.
And they wouldn't release me until I had to call my parent.
Wow.
Say, "Can you come to this store because the police are here? They're about to take me away." I just wanted to bring my little sister to the store for some juice.
That's crazy.
Less than a block away from where we were living. But
That's
hey,
crazy.
what do you call that? You call that a small town named Cosmos, Minnesota.
Mm.
You know, where the students don't go to school in that town. They go to a conjoined school, ACGC, Atwater Cosmos Grove City. That means that town is so small they need the other small towns to get together just to have enough people for a school.
Got it.
You hear me? And them ain't the places like you. I would never recommend you go there.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because safety is a real thing.
Yeah.
And people don't be liking us, dog.
Yeah.
Like even out here, they say we're at war with ourselves, we're at war with people who look like us, and understanding that is a very true statement. But I can handle war with somebody who looks like me because at the end of the day, I can try to talk to you, dog. Even if I don't wanna lay hands on you.
Yeah.
I can try to talk to you and you will hear me and you will understand me and you will treat me like I am a man too. Out there, they don't do that. Out there, I'm not a man to them. I'm an animal. Thoroughly, like, I wasn't looked on like when I got upset and angry because I was called out my name because they were hitting me because they were doing. I wasn't the victim. I was the problem. That's what all my teachers thought. I get into fights in the locker room because they're jumping me, but I get suspended. They don't. Their parents show up to the school with 12 gauges looking for a kid.
Wow.
That kid isn't expelled. That kid isn't suspended. That kid's sent back to class. And I'm snuck out the back side of a school, running to a car to make sure that people don't see me in what car I get in. This is America, and that's 2010. 2010, 15 years ago.
That's real.
It's,
That's real. I feel you on that though.
come on, man. And they be like, Jim Crow not real. Jim Crow gone. Jim Crow still here.
No, I feel you on that because I've had my experiences, that are similar. And yeah, because I used to live in Louisville, Kentucky. I played football at the University of Louisville and went to and was there, man. And this is in like early 2000s, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw the KKK march down the street with a police escort, mind you.
Talking about,
You feel me?
yeah, wicked.
Yeah. So I understand where you're coming from. Like a lot of people ain't had those kind of experiences, and they can be traumatizing to some degree when you understand what it is. It's your man, Mr. Dean. You're listening to the Man Up Club presents on Holy Culture Radio. We'll be right back with my boy Dakota Jewel. So you done went through struggles, challenges, trials, tribulations, undesirables, misfortunes, all of that. But yet and still, you love hard.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because that's what people deserve. Like,
Even with everything you've been through.
Especially with everything I've been through. I feel like people hear my story, they look at me and they look at my trauma and they feel like, huh, you should hate the world. I mean, I don't like everybody, but I don't gotta like you to love you. And loving you could be me loving you from a distance, distancing myself, removing myself from situations that you are in. Just because I love you don't mean I'm gonna allow you to hurt me again either.
That's good wisdom.
So it's like everybody's deserving of love. Nobody, even like the people who've hurt me the most, like they don't even deserve like the malice and the hate. You feel me? The dysfunction that they've pushed onto me, I would never push onto them, or I would never push onto another child because I understand that the child don't deserve that. It's crazy when you're searching for love and everywhere as a child and you're not receiving it the way you want it. So now I gotta give it because it could save somebody's life.
But wait a minute. Most people don't think like that, bruh. I need you to know that first and foremost because they do the exact polar opposite. If they're not receiving love, then they're perpetuating what they received as opposed to pivoting and saying, because I didn't receive this, this is the very thing that I'm going to give.
Yeah, and I thought about it. Like I was numb for a while, like I was really quick to anger, like, yeah, let's squab, like let's do this, but that's not the motion for real when you realize that you reap what you sow. And if I'm putting out a whole lot of like negativity, then I understand exactly why it's coming at me. I didn't understand why it was coming to me when I was a child because I was innocent then. And I didn't hold a candle towards good or bad. I didn't see right or wrong. I just saw what was.
Okay.
And so like now I definitely try to push heavier on the love side of things before I get into any altercations because do you really want to go there? It's just thought. Do you really want to go there, or are you just upset about something that you're not being seen? A lot of people get frustrated. They're not seen. They're not heard. It's like a child throwing a tantrum. How do we deal with children throwing tantrums? I know that I don't want to deal with a child throwing a tantrum. I don't want to yell at them. I don't want to berate them. I don't want to spank them. No, because what's that gonna breed? An angrier person. But if I give that same child who's throwing a tantrum a hug and tell them that it's okay to feel the way that they're feeling, but let's find another way to express it, then I help stop that cycle.
Yeah.
Because I could be the one we could go back and forth with hate and different things all day because it's around us.
Yep.
But why? At the end of the day, like why really get into that? Because if I know you're not willing to go as far as I am over the situation, why? Because this is life or death for me. Not everybody's willing to die.
Yeah, exactly.
But not everybody's willing to live either. And that's what I want to do. I don't love you to death. I love you to life every day
Mm-hmm.
because I'm willing to live for you every day, even when it's tough. Like at its hardest, where I feel like Atlas and I have half the world on over here and half the world over here. Like I'm gonna move with love because that's what the people are deserving of. The people aren't deserving of malice because if I was the wrath God meant to send down here,
Mm-hmm.
the wrath wouldn't even come with pain. It'd kill you with kindness.
Mm. I feel that. I feel that.
Huh.
So the man who's been hurt by a lot of people expresses an extreme amount of love. Talk about the hurt, man. You've lost a lot.
Talk about the hurt.
You've lost a lot.
I've
So you're
lost,
25,
I am 25.
and you've had all of these experiences.
Yeah. I mean,
But you've lost it. But you've suffered a lot of loss.
I've lost homes, homeless. I've lost like loves, like people I love, like with my whole entire being. People that I just want to have one conversation with. I've lost memories, videos, pictures. See, that's why when people ask to take a picture, I always stop and take a picture because you never know. Like I could be in your face right now, right here, and I could walk out that door. Lord, Lord willing, I live to see old age, but it's written one thing promised to me in this life is I'm gonna die. I'm not promised riches. I'm not promised happiness. I'm not promised poorness. I'm not promised anything. I'm gonna die though. I know that for one thing for sure. One day I will stop breathing. Like, yo, the minute I was born dead. You
Oh,
get
really?
that? I was born dead. I died at 3. I died at 5. I'm still
Really?
here.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was born dead. I was 3 months premature. I was born with my umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. I was literally blue baby, 2 pounds, 15 inches. At 3, I had some sort of attack. My mom was telling me about it, but boop, it was my lungs, my throat. And then I was a youngin'. I was like, wait, nope. I wasn't in kindergarten, first grade, so about 6 years old. I had an allergic reaction. I remember calling my mom, telling her I was having an allergic reaction. She was at work. She told me that she'll get back to me when she was done. Single mom of 7, of course. Like,
Mm.
if I wasn't dying, hey, it didn't matter. But when the ambulance got there, and then they took me away, and then it was like light, then it was dark, then it was light, and then I was just like watching the doctors like rip clothes off me, and like my mom was in the room, and like it's crazy because like I'll explain it to my mom, and she'll tell me like that happened, but I was not here
Mm.
technically while that was happening.
Mm.
But I saw it, and then I remember like waking up, like, oh, I'm in a hospital gown. I remember when they cut my clothes off. Mom was like, "How can you remember when they cut your clothes off?" It was crazy work. I mean, like, given a sense, like, since I've died that many times, like, it's clear I'm meant to do something here. Like, you only like you lose the game, you lose the game. So like, I lost a lot, but I meant to gain a lot. Like, what I lost, I wasn't meant to have in the first place
Mm.
because I wouldn't have lost it.
I hear you.
You know, so like whether it be the death, whether it be the homes, whether it be like my mental sanity,
Mm.
because in reality, when you go through so much grief, so much loss, so much pain, it eats at your head. And that's why they be like, oh, well, you got a chemical imbalance. Like, my guy, like, what you've seen, you saw young and it was raw. You know, most kids aren't seeing this. Most kids aren't living through this. Most kids aren't going through this. Like, and it's just a constant, it's constant. Like, it's like death, 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 death. Like the most people I've buried in 1 year is 20 people, 20 individuals that I've known. Most people can't even call 20 people right now
Right.
and tell 20 different people, hey, I love you. I'm making moves because I was in so many homes and I had so many families. I have so many siblings. Like, and I love each and every one of them with my whole core. And people ask, like, well, how can you love them like this? And they had you for a year or so. You weren't even there that long. I was there though. So how can you tell me just due to a length of time how hard I have to love somebody? What does the amount of time me being anywhere with any, because somebody who you've known for 2 days could have better intentions for you than somebody you've known for 20 years.
This is true.
Like, I have people in my life right now who have been around me since around last September. We're coming up on just about a year. Like, I had a stillborn. I lost my daughter.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that.
And I fell.
Mm.
When I say I spiraled, I fell. And people I didn't even know helped me pick up my pieces. Because the people that knew me walked over me like I wasn't broken.
Mm.
Because Dakota goes through to get through, and he'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. And the people who knew me, they saw that, and they just continued. But the people who didn't know me, they saw that, and they stopped. And they opened hearts, they opened homes, they just opened ears. See, gave me a place to speak when I felt like I was not even being heard by the people I wanted to be heard by.
Sure.
So
that's powerful, man.
Man.
That's powerful because they see you through a different lens. And then the people who are used to seeing you, they're used to seeing you overcome. They're used to seeing you survive. They're used to seeing you maintain and make it through. And so now that becomes the reputation, but they're not counting the cost of what's required in order for you to move like that. There's sacrifices that's happening internally.
So many. Whether it's internal or external. I sacrifice funds just to make sure that, I have a stable place to lay my head. I sacrifice time with people just so that I can, go and work and do better in the community. But I have family. I have people who want to see me. I have people who want to just make sure that I'm okay. Check-ins. I have calls that I have to cut short because of security, and they only give you 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I got so much to sacrifice. There's so much to do, but not enough time to do it. I want to build a great legacy, but I don't know how long I have, and that's one of the hardest battles ever.
That means you just got to stay on the grind because you'll never know. The reality is you'll never know when the legacy is built. The reality is you will never know when it's built. It's your man, Mr. Dean. You're listening to the Man Up Club Presents, where we give a voice to young black males in America. If you want to support us, be sure to go to our website at themanupclub.org. Dakota Jewell, that's the man I'm talking to today on the Man Up Club Presents. Like I said, where we always give a voice to young black males. It's a pleasure to talk with him about a lot of things that's going on. You just never know what people are going through. You never know what people are dealing with. And that's why we developed this show, because there's so many assumptions that are made in regards to young black men, as far as how they think, how they move, and what have you. But it's like, why assume all of that? Why not just create a situation where we can have the conversation for real? So you've been going through a lot, man, but you love a lot. You're doing a lot. You a chef. I got to get you over to the Man Up Club because we got a kitchen. Did you hear about our commercial kitchen we got?
I didn't hear about that commercial kitchen.
Man,
what I did hear about is the free studio time that y'all offer to the to the youngins, because that's a big thing. Like when I'm out in the community and I'm doing my violence interruption and I'm doing quick mediations, and if I catch the young jits under 24, I'm like, hey, my guy, I know you make music. They be like, what? Hey, big bro, who you know with stew time? I'll be like, have you ever heard of the Man Up Club?
There it is.
They'll get you in there real smooth, and they got content creation. Like, it's a whole lot of different things. Got to let the youngins know. Idle hands. The devil's playground.
Believe that.
So you out here, you could be there. Hey, ain't it Tuesday? Like, ain't it Thursday? Like, get yourself up. Get right.
It's real. Yeah, so we got several programs, man. But you're right. We got the music studio, but we got a culinary arts cooking program. With definitely got to get you connected
You know,
to that.
I'll come cook. I've heard a couple of things y'all got going. Like I'll get ready to get in with the gardens too.
Yeah,
We can get in the
we got the
mud.
garden program too.
We gotta build them beds, raise them beds up. You know, we missed a good little grip to actually like get in the soil this year, but we can build these beds
Yeah.
and get ready for the next grow season and be all right.
Yep. And speaking of building, we also have a construction program. Like God has really blessed us with the Man Up Club, man, to be able to service young men in a lot of different capacities, and I'm excited about that. But the one main thing that we really do, that we hang our hat on, is our ability to mentor young men, through tough situations and circumstances.
That's a real
man.
gift, and honestly, like part of me holds like a bit of jealousy towards the youth of today
Also,
with all the options and all the things that are there now and in play. But I understand that I had to go through the things of my life to be at this point where I am, to be able to give the help, to be able to see the things I see the way I see them at my young age of 25. I had to go through certain things, but now these kids, they have all these opportunities, and it's all these doors that are way open. Like we had doors with padlocks on them, and we just had to try to get in, whether we were picking or we was trying to make moves just to get these small opportunities. But it's like, nah. Nowadays, it's so many doors, there's so many corporations, so many foundations, all these people that have come get together just to make sure that, the youth have something. And as much as the inner child in me loves to see that, because I know the kids need that, I can feel a small detachment, because I needed that too. And it's horrible to have that mind state when you're in the field for help and helping people and trying to like, make sure that they can do better for them. It's like, but I wanted to do better for me at one point.
yep.
And it's hard
But
because it's like, sometimes like I can catch myself like falling head to the wall real still, like going, and then other days it's like, this is a really like tough. Like I appreciate being able to be a part of this, being able to run through, being able to even bounce my thoughts and ideas off the youth so that they understand that, hey, it's somebody who does look like me, who feels exactly the way I feel and can help me through this. It's amazing feeling to be able to say that I'm one of them people for a lot of them kids out there.
yeah,
But it hurts me to know that they are still like me in that way.
there's a saying that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
drink.
And for me, that's my biggest frustration, because we do have so many resources for young men to get a leg up or to level the playing field. And what's so disheartening and frustrating is when you run across the young men who don't value it. They don't understand the value of what you're offering them. Like you talk about you as a young man who would thirst for these things that wasn't available to you. You picking locks and doing whatever to try to get into. But it's young kids out there, man, that is readily available to, but they don't understand the value of it, and so they either some of them don't engage or they're disengaged, but it's a mindset.
It all is a mindset.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
They'll get, you have the people who are out there who like it, who understand what's going on. Then you got the kids who feel like they're squares if they get down with you.
Yeah.
And that's it right there, honestly, in a whole. Cause the kids that are disconnecting, defecting from these notions are the ones that, bro, this ain't cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't want to go do that, man. Come kick it with us over here. Oh nah, hey, what? Ain't no paper over there. You hear that a lot? Ain't no paper over there. Hey, you're not making no funds.
That's because they don't understand the value of human capital. People.
Hey, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. Because
Exactly.
I can guarantee I've gotten into a lot of doors, a lot of spaces, a lot of jobs, like just off of like who knows me and my potential.
Right.
Like one, dance. Okay. Shout out to Miko French. One of my favorite dance teacher. Like she got me spiff. And she also got me on stage at the Ordway doing a solo with Lula Washington and her dance conglomerate. Like that's very big for a child who I was like 16. A sold out show. I literally had like 2-3 days of practice with this with this whole dance team. You know what I mean? And now I'm on stage in front of thousands. Not off what I know, but off who I know. Because she talked with Tamiko, and she was like, I need a male dancer. My dancer's like, I got one right here, ready. Door opened. And then boom. It was like stage.
Speaking of stages, we got one coming up that's huge, which is God Flow Fest.
Yes.
Saturday, September 6th, so you may need to tap in.
I was actually just asked about coming to dance for God Fest.
You should tap in and see what it is.
I said no. I told who got me here. Actually, one of your right hands, one of the people who be making moves for you, Miss Selena.
Oh, absolutely.
Respect to her because she definitely was like, hey Dakota, what are you doing today?
Yeah,
you want to come for an interview? And I was like, I got a lot going on at home right now, but
Selena's a beast.
The people probably need to hear this actually, because like, hey, you never know like who really needs this moment. Somebody's tapped in right now, tuned in right now, and they weren't feeling seen before this, but they're gonna leave feeling seen.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, you made a statement, and I want you to finish with that before we close the show. You said you lost 20 people in a year. Tell me about about grief. You've struggled with that.
Grief,
and there's millions upon millions of people who are struggling with it. Even I struggle with it from time to time. I lost my brother, who I was super close with, and it was tough the way I lost him, but I can't get away from it. So there's a level of grief that I deal with. But there's so many people who deal with it, and especially in our community, and especially when it comes to young black males across America, because we suffer a lot of death. But, I would love to hear your perspective on it, considering, unfortunately, that you've been through so many situations.
I would say when it comes to grief, well, not even when it comes to grief, when it comes to life, understand that life is a lot like a balloon. And I say that to say this, like life is a lot like a balloon because every person you meet, you get a little bit of energy, And that energy in the concept with the balloon is air, So as you meet people, you gain an energy. That balloon is constantly rising. It's constantly getting air. But what happens when that balloon gets too much air in it is it pops. And that pop for us in life is death. But what happens to the air in the balloon when it pops, it goes back to the air that was around it, right?
Right.
So, like, the energy that we have and the energy that we built up back in us, it just goes back to where it was around us. Because nobody's ever truly gone. If you ever lost a person and you're still here, they're still here. If their mom's still here, they're still here. If their father's still here, they're still here. If their siblings still here, they're still here because that energy didn't disperse. What they say, matter is neither created nor destroyed. Energy isn't made, it just transfers. So know that just because their main source, their main vessel, you feel me, the energy that was in that has dispersed, but the energy they left in you is still there. It's on you to call upon it. And on you to remember them in what light you choose to remember them. No person fades unless you allow them to.
Powerful. Thank you for sharing that. That's so helpful. Never looked at that analogy, but it makes 100% sense. And it's a life changing analogy that you just gave, bro. And I think you just helped millions of people out there with that statement you just made. No, it's real.
A lot on my mind. That's the truth. I said that at my little brother's funeral, so that everybody has an understanding. Like, hey, it is hard when you lose somebody like so close to you.
Absolutely.
Like when you lose somebody like their breath is your breath. Like your walk in life, you couldn't have thought about it with nobody else but them.
I understand.
But it's okay because sometimes you gotta go through that pain to get through it. See, diamonds are made under pressure and heat.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to shine your greatest, you gotta go through that hardship. In order to be that happy man, you gotta be that hurt man too. Don't never forget, because you'll get too comfortable and joyful in life, and when the real hits the fan, you won't be ready for it.
Y'all heard it from Dakota Jewel, man. That's a mic drop moment right there. You listening to the Man Up Club on Holy Culture Radio. Tap in with us. For those of you all who are struggling with grief, and I know it's by the millions because it's inevitable. Man, just remember what the man said. He just shared a whole lot of wisdom. And you have to go through things in order to become better. And so, even to your point as a man who's going through a lot, then that should tell you as far as how great you are and how much you have to accomplish. It's just simply amazing, man. Tap in with us. It's your man, Mr. Dean. Every week we here Thursday night, man. Holla at your boy.